now, coming to you live from atop the Lavender Town radio tower, it's the one, the only, PUCL Podcast.
It's PUCL! PUCL! It's PUCL! PUCL! Pokemon Underground Champions League, oh yeah! PUCL! PUCL.
Welcome to the PUCL Podcast. I'm your host, Trainer Thatch, here today with my lovely co-host. We've got the one and only, the fluffiest Whimsicott.
Buongiorno a tutti.
And we've got the happy as always, Clod9.
Hello, everyone.
And as always, welcome to the PUCL Podcast. PUCL, of course, standing for the Pokemon Underground Champions League, a nonsensical name they came up with in 2007, where we talk everything from the video game to the trading card game to everything in between. So I guess I'll start, and it's been a second since you guys have been here. So what have you guys been up to lately? Anything good?
I've played way too much Pokemon over the past week.
Okay, explain.
Okay. It started off with I went to locals last weekend.
Ooh.
Met Justin Basil because he happened to be at my locals.
For those of you who aren't in the TCG community, Justin Basil runs a great website. That's a huge resource for TCG.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that was really cool to find out he's the head judge at one of my locals, and so now I have more reason to go. At that same time, I met someone who was coming back from the who was like, one of the TCG players saw my PUCL playmat, and they're like, "Wait, I love PUCL. My son and I were listening to them just the other day." And I'm like,
oh, that's awesome!
Wow.
So I that was all the same day, and I ended up winning that locals too, Rotom V-Star.
Wow,
incredible. So
amazing.
I had a really good last Saturday.
What a good day for you.
But I recently replayed through Black and White 2 because I didn't remember it. And I'm like, I need to go back and replay this.
Yeah.
And I forgot all of it.
Really?
And I forgot how good of a game it is.
Oh yeah.
It is so much better than Black and White 1, first off. Black and White 2 is just so much better than Black and White 1. And I just loved the story. And I think I'm going to go back and replay it again. Just because it was good.
Black and White Gen 5 was just a lot of stuff. I don't know. It's really hard to explain. I even think Black and White 1 is good, but Black and White 2 is creme de la creme. And is the reason that I'm very scared for a Gen 5 remake, right? Because if they're going to do it, they're going to put in low effort, and it's going to just be Black and White 1. And that's all we're going to get. And we'll never get Black and White 2 remade, and it's going to be sad.
Yeah.
I mean, now we get DLC.
Yeah, but we never got real DLC for something like BDSP, you know what I mean?
True.
And so I see us getting a BDSP style Black and White 1, and then never anything else again, right? Ilka makes it or something.
No, thank you. I'm good. I'm content.
Because they're not doing the remakes anymore. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be upset. So I'm probably in the minority, but I have no problem with the way they presented BDSP whatsoever. I think the little chibi guy running around is fine. And honestly, I think it's the best battle backgrounds we've probably ever had in a Pokemon game.
Oh.
They were gorgeous.
Those are amazing.
I think the Gen 8 engine is actually really pretty, when it's actually pushed.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it's gone now, so...
Yeah.
But it's all right. It is what it is.
Yeah. But I don't know. I've been doing a lot of Pokemon. I'm really enjoying Pokemon at the moment between all the different forms of it. Between just going back and replaying the game, playing TCG. I've been having a blast playing Smogon. And we've been doing the EUTC, so I've been playing more of that. I got myself very much involved recently, and I'm having so much fun because everything feels somewhat balanced to a degree, if that makes sense.
Dude, I feel that so much when it happens. You just get into these modes where for a month you're just all things Pokemon and you love it. I love those times. I really, really like doing that when I get into it. Right now, I haven't played TCG in over a week, and I want to because I've been seeing some success with this Flying Pikachu Lugia V-Star deck.
Oh my gosh.
It's so fun. It's so cute.
I believe it. I just can't bring myself to play Lugia.
I can.
All right, sure, you can.
I am not hurt by it, but I really enjoy playing.
Then you do that.
The other one that's really good is like you could play like Giratina right now too. I think I've been toying with it.
I really want to play Giratina. I have yet to bring myself to play Giratina, but I would like to.
I might go back to it. I might try it. I don't know. So I did actually sign up for the Fort Wayne Regionals this week.
Ah, okay.
That was like my Pokemon thing that I did this week. Because I did a lot of things that were not Pokemon because work was very hectic, and I've got 2 big work trips coming up. And so things are breaking in the lab, and I have to go fix them while I'm also preparing talks. While I'm also trying to do other things. I got into so Wormwood Gaming, they do a lot of like D&D, like very fancy wooden pieces, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so last summer, I actually jumped into their DM screen Kickstarter, and I already have it. It looks gorgeous. I've showed pictures on the Discord for it. This is more for like my personal D&D times, right? And then I built a gaming table for us to play D&D on. It's got like a vault for us to roll dice in. My mom loves it when she comes over for like games like Yahtzee and stuff. She can like play craps essentially when she's playing Yahtzee. She loves that. But our group got so big that the table's kind of small. And I was like, oh, maybe we could build a new table. And so like I got into designing the table and then like looking at lumber prices and like how to get like the size that we need. And I was like, this is too complicated. I'm going to need a giant space to build this table. I'm just going to buy it.
Oh, wow.
So they just like launched their new Kickstarter for like their new table.
Oh.
And so if you're not in the Kickstarter, like when it launches, you might not get your table for like until like the end of 2023 or like early 2024. So I knew when it was going to launch. So I was sitting at work at 2:30 in the afternoon on Wednesday, just like hitting F5 until it went live. And I got into wave 1. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Oh, good.
Yeah, there we go.
I got into wave 1. I'm pretty hyped. So right now they don't make us like lock in exactly what we want for the table. It's pretty cool because like it's got a magnetic rail so you can like clip in cup holders and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. So I'm pretty excited about that. But I did sign up for Fort Wayne Regionals. I believe Seth and I are going to go. I don't know if anybody else is going yet.
I think Albatross.
Well, if anybody else is going, they should talk to me and we can hang out, I definitely plan on at least being there Saturday. So the good new thing about Fort Wayne compared to like where do we go, Arlington, is that Fort Wayne is way closer to me than Arlington is. Like I can drive to Fort Wayne within 2 hours and I don't have to fly to Arlington. So I might just drive up on Saturday and then if I don't do well, just drive home. That's kind of my plan. But if you're there that Saturday, I will definitely be there playing some Pokemon. Right now, I'm feeling the Pikachu Lugia deck. Unless I start playing a lot of Giratina, and I definitely fall in love with Giratina.
Giratina does not feel good into Lugia. Let me tell you that right now.
I could believe you. Especially flying Pikachu Lugia, okay? I'm shutting down your crams. I'm shutting down your crams.
Yeah, but Giratina can just kill it immediately.
No, actually not. And let me explain to you why. I run 2 Parasols.
Okay, fair enough.
So Giratina cannot one-shot the flying Pikachu.
You don't need to. It's just Lugia is just annoying.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, what have you been up to, Whimsicott?
Oh, well, Pokemon-wise, actually, not much. Like you were talking about, when you have those months when you play Pokemon all the time.
Well, you have the opposite.
I'm having one of those months where I don't play Pokemon. I did, since the last time I was on, do the Greninja raid. I caught myself a Greninja, although it was a little hard because...
They're always rough.
Yeah, but specifically this time I didn't have time to build one of the recommended Pokemon to handle the raid. So I just ended up bringing Lady Sia, who is my Opportunista Spatra, which I had built for the Cinderace. And so I had to luck out on an online raid, getting the perfect combination of raid mates that went well with the Espathra to bring down the Greninja. It took a while.
I love those raids. I love that they're doing them so frequently. We should be hearing about the next one soon, I hope. I love that they're doing it though. It's such a good way to use the Pokemon that they just have in the back that were ready for home.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Maybe they'll announce it on Pokemon Day or something. That is coming up, which we're going to talk about later. So.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to get into the raids. I just don't find it as fun for some reason. Like, it doesn't feel as competitive to me.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's just because, like, there is no there's no good competitive on cart.
Yeah.
I'm not a big VGC person, so that takes that out.
I don't blame you. Like, if we could play OU on cart, it would be a lot more fun. I miss being able to play it on cart. I'm hoping that this is, like, resolved. I mean, I said this last gen. I'm hoping it's resolved at some point, but I don't know.
I don't know, honestly.
At this point, I'm kind of giving up hope. But, I mean, they did it fine with Let's Go, so I don't know why they can't do it with anything else.
Well, I have my theories as to why they would let you do that in Let's Go and not in the main games.
Yeah.
But...
Though there's no doubles, right, in Let's Go. So
no, it's more like the user base is a little different.
That's true. All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up here. We've got some news to talk about, so we're going to kick it on over to the news. So let's cue that epic music.
Live from the Lavender Town Radio Tower. This just in.
Welcome to the news. We've got a few things to talk about. First of all, in advance of Pokemon Day this year, TPCI is asking for photos for a chance to be part of an interactive mosaic. I imagine they're just going to do like a cool thing with like, they do it for Pokemon Go, like on Go Day. I think Tank actually got into one once.
Oh,
awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's what I assume it is. The interactive mosaic that we will have. I'm gonna have to take a look to see how to submit it properly. One for myself, but also for the rest of you. But
I've done something like that for like virtual singing, where it's like you have everyone sings their part and they put it all together in a big like montage.
Interesting. Yeah, I imagine that it's gonna be for Pokemon Day. They're just gonna want to get our pictures and do a bunch of other fun stuff. They did. This is not in the news document, but it would be good to see. It's good to note that there is a Jumbo Wailord plush on the Pokemon Center website right now.
And it's huge and it's adorable.
Yeah, it is very not small.
It is only $375.
That is actually very reasonable for what those are. So
for how big it is, like compared to like all the other ones that are 500.
The Mareep was 500. Okay, that's so.
And this is like double the size of the Mareep.
Yeah. You could like, this is just like a bed. The Wailord is the size of a small bed.
Granted, I think I still would rather have this feel or the life size for it.
Yeah.
I still want the life size for it.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in stock for a while though, unfortunately.
I know. Let me check right now.
It is hashtag together on Pokemon Day. The theme is, together, to kick off the Pokemon Together campaign, trainers are encouraged to celebrate Pokemon together this Pokemon Day. Become part of the experience by sharing your Pokemon memories with the hashtag Pokemon Together for a chance to be included on the mosaic. That's on the website. This is all on the Pokemon website. Oh, wow. The website's actually really nice. Well, moving on. We've got some things for Claude to read.
Yeah. The new anime series is bringing back a mysterious Pokeball as a plot line.
Yeah, they just gave us like more details about the two main characters, Roy and Rico. Roy has a Pokeball that's like really old-timey looking rock thing. They confirm that Roy is from Kanto, but Rico is from Paldea. And Paldea's got like the terrestrialization shaped crystal on her as a necklace or something.
They also said that it's going to span multiple regions, similar to what other stuff was.
Journeys?
Yeah. Not Journeys. What the last one is? Yeah.
Journeys.
Yeah, Pokemon Journeys. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. I did not see that part, but that...
I may have made that up just because that's what I want instead of it just all taking place in Paldea.
I mean, I'm okay with just Paldea. It makes sense. But yeah, Roy has a cute Pokeball thing for reasons. Mm-hmm. I could see Roy being related to Ash. I don't know. I really just want to make sure that this is the same, like, universe, you know? As long as it's the same universe, the landing that is the end of Ash's run of the anime will make me happier. I'd be much, much happier with that. But all right, moving on. Scarlet and Violet news.
You know how they usually announce the 7-star raids well in advance and they have a fixed schedule? Well, there is no 7-star raid currently scheduled for this upcoming weekend, the weekend that Pokemon Day falls around of. So keep your eyes peeled. We're going to update you in the Discord, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is just like a Pokemon Day type thing that they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Because they've been really good about keeping on schedule. To be fair, they did I think they front loaded pretty hard on those 7 stars because it was Charizard followed by Cinderace followed by Greninja.
I mean, they had to get to Pokemon Day with those, and they did.
They did.
I think they played it well.
I'm not upset about it. I'm just saying they definitely front loaded. They definitely front loaded. If I were somebody who doesn't pay so much attention that I look in the data mines and stuff like that to see that those Pokemon were in the game, I would have been ecstatic to see Greninja. I would have lost my mind.
Yeah.
All right. Love, love, love is a code that you can use to get 2 love balls from Mystery Gift up until March 14th. Love balls are not given via Dex completion rewards and are only available through the auction/tournament RNG in Scarlet and Violet. Isn't that wonderful?
Well, I like love balls, so yes, that is wonderful.
I like Kurt balls. I think every Kurt ball is a great design. I think the fastball is the weakest of them, and it's still good.
It's still good, yes.
All right. Green, go.
Green, go! All right. As we all know, Pokemon's finally done it and decided to patch their game. And this time it's actually... Yeah, it's, they don't usually patch stuff very often. After release. After an initial release.
They usually do within the first couple months, because if you this is all after Gen 6 onwards, right? Gen 6 where you had the Lumio City save glitch.
Yeah, but they'll do a couple of little things, never anything as big as this.
No, this one's pretty big, yeah.
Yeah. So they're bringing the things that you can do in your menu party menu to the box menu, such as fixing, I think they've nicknames, changing moves, ribbon management, which is really, really convenient. I think you can also switch items now, directly from your, the party menu, which is a great quality of life.
That's really, because I noticed that, because that was something that we had in Sword and Shield.
So, they're also fixing a wide variety of different bugs. The biggest one, I think, being that the Dondozo bug, because people were using Dondozo with Tatsugiri and then getting all the order up boosts when attacking. However, if you attack into Protect, you shouldn't be getting those boosts. So people were getting that from now on. People have won tournaments based off this bug, thinking it was real and not actually a bug. So that is going to be a thing. They're also moving the random Pokeball that would occasionally spawn in the center of rooms. A lot of other things.
That was a very easy fix for them to do, and they should do it.
But there's a lot of other big bugs. If you want to see the full list, I know Cerebi has the full breakdown of all the different things. Those are the couple of major ones.
Those are the big ones.
Also, my favorite one is that finally the HP bar in the raids should stop going up and down like crazy.
Thank
when
God.
you use Play Rough and the other things.
Thank God.
That was very frustrating.
Yep. Also a reminder that Flying Pikachu goes away at the end of the month.
Yeah. If you haven't gotten it, go get him.
Get it while you can. And I guess this is the time for the segment, the Pokemon Go news. So this Saturday is the Hoenn Tour, the one that gives you access for a small price to the Shiny Jirachi missions. It's about $5. No idea how many euros because I didn't check it. But you don't miss a chance to get it if you don't buy it this week, because it's actually on sale, available until the 20th of March. And also there are codes that you can use ahead of the event to unlock the Regi missions for this week. So there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, you can also catch those on the PUCL Discord. I saw that Sigma posted them this morning. So
good.
Yeah.
Yep. There's no TCG news, so it's a good time to pivot into.
So
go ahead.
Technically, is some.
What do you want to talk about?
I'm gonna say OCIC is happening as we speak.
Yeah, that's true. I wasn't going to talk about events, but yeah,
but that's about to end. There was a Regi deck in the top 4, which is nice.
Yep. Reggie, I mean, the top 4 for this format actually fluctuates quite a bit, and then people
It's either Lugia dominated or Lugia not dominated.
Yeah, exactly. How hard was Lugia countered? Or how bad did it draw? All right.
Pretty much.
So, Puckle's Poke prediction. What do you think Scarlet and Violet's sales ceiling is? Will it pass red, green, and blue? It's not going to pass red, green, and blue.
No. No.
So if
it depends on the DLC.
I don't know. I don't think we saw a huge bump in sales after DLC the last time.
No, but like if they do a really good DLC that like is actually engaging and gives you more reason to play the game and continue going forward, then yes. If I think it's possible. If they decide to release like a battle stadium, like I think Pokemon Battle Revolution, but for Switch,
I wish they would do that.
Where you can bring in Pokemon from your like Scarlet and Violet, then possibly. I don't think on its own it won't, but I think it would need some other help.
I think if we got a battle stadium like that, which won't happen, but if we got one, I think I'd much rather, instead of having connect to Scarlet and Violet per se, just connect to home.
I mean, connect to home. Oh, yes,
connect to home.
That's true. But I'm just saying, like,
which I think they should. Like, I would throw like I would subscription service the heck out of a battle stadium, so that they could like constantly update it. Right. And then I think that solves a lot of their VGC problems, by the way, if they did that. Because, I mean, you look at what happened here. Like, we just talked about the Dondozo issue that they're going to fix. We've had 3 major tournaments right now that have run with this thing, and Dondozo has been prominent in all of them because of this bug. The bug in quotes. So, I don't know. Like, I think it would be really big if they would just release, like, Battle, and you connect to home and you do it and you're good to go. Maybe the games can also directly connect, so it doesn't require like a home subscription on top of it. Right. But or maybe you just do it in home. I don't know. I would gladly pay like another $10 a month though to have this as a service.
Oh, easily.
Yeah. So I like, it fixes like the whole Dexit issue too. And maybe you can even like work out the timer could be longer than 20 minutes.
See, that would convince me.
Yeah, what a dream. What a dream. All right. Well, moving on then to Puckle's Poke prediction. What do you think Scarlet and Violet sales system? Oh, we were just talking about this. Never mind. I think
we're stuck in a time loop.
Oh man, I know. I messed up. I forgot what we were talking about. You know, we are. I definitely see Scarlet and Violet, which is really interesting to me with Scarlet and Violet sales numbers. Is I think it's the first game that's the second on the console it's on that will surpass the first Pokemon game that released on the console it's on.
Yeah,
because you look at Diamond and Pearl versus Black and White. Diamond and Pearl did better. You look at Red and Blue and Gold and Silver. Obviously, Red and Blue did better.
What did better, Heart Gold, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, or Diamond and Pearl?
Diamond and Pearl, I believe.
And then Red Green and Fire Red Leaf Green versus Ruby Sapphire?
Ruby Sapphire, hands down, yeah.
Just double checking.
Yeah. Ruby Sapphire did beat that. And then, of course, the same thing happened with Sun and Moon and X and Y. And then, but I think Scarlet and Violet will actually beat Sword and Shield. I think that's very easy to see. I do think that Scarlet and Violet is probably the better game of the two.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, go ahead, Claude.
It feels like a game that you could play multiple times.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Whereas, like, I go back to the other main series games where it's like Sword and Shield. I don't ever want to go back and play through it again, pretty much, just because it was long and tedious and whatnot. And then Arceus, I never want to touch again.
Arceus, I restarted and I loved it. Replaying it, I just really loved it.
I can't do it again. I might go back and like eventually catch more of the Hisuian mons just to make sure I can transfer more to home if I don't have enough. But
I restarted it and I loved it. I don't know. Arceus is just a fun game in a completely different way. Like I don't want Arceus over regular Pokemon games like we got with Scarlet and Violet, but I would love more Arceus alongside.
Oh yes.
Sure.
All right, but with that, we're going to kick it on over to Puckle's Poke Quiz, where we're going to quiz your co-host on their insane Pokemon knowledge.
hi, and welcome to the Poke Quiz, the part of the show where we quiz our co-hosts on their insane Pokemon knowledge. I'm Mark from the Dunsparce gang, here to explain the rules. Our fabulous co-hosts will work as a team to answer 5 Pokemon-themed trivia questions that fans have submitted on the Discord server. Each question is worth 1 point, with Pokedex and multiple answer questions worth more, for a total of 7 points. The host can use a free hint at any time. If they get all the answers correct and do not use the hint, they can cash it in for an 8th point.
Welcome to Poco's Poke Quiz. Thank you for that introduction. We're going to jump right into it. We're going to go and ask you guys some questions. Our first one this week is going to come from Sleeve. In Generation 4, a change was made to Kadabra's evolution method. What was it?
Kadabra?
Yeah, I don't know if evolution method is the right word, but there's something funky that was added in Gen 4 to Kadabra's evolution.
Is that where it got Kinesis on evolution?
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. But the question isn't worded in a way that would make that the answer.
I'm a little confused.
So I know,
That is odd.
Very odd. Because, there are 2 things that I remember are weird about Kadabra.
Okay.
But one is only TCG related, which is that there was no Kadabra for ages, for reasons.
Yep.
And the other one, like you said, is that once evolution moves became a thing, it got Kinesis as an evolution move.
Okay.
I'm gonna need
because
an
evolution
answer.
always
Oh, go ahead.
The only other thing I can think of is that you can't trade it with an Everstone or something dumb like that. But I think it's just it got Kinesis as a move on evolution. That's the only thing I think of.
Oh wait, maybe you're right though. Since it gets, maybe it has something to do with the Everstone, like that. Maybe it will evolve even if you trade it with an Everstone.
That's possible. They may have fixed a bunch of those.
I'm gonna need an answer.
I mean, we can go with that. That makes more sense.
It makes as much sense as anything else we've said. So
yeah, let's go for it then.
That is correct. When traded, Kadabra is unaffected by an Everstone as of Generation 4.
Is that true with all of them or no?
It's only true for Kadabra. It's the only trade evolution that's the case for. I assume it's because Kadabra is so big brain it can choose to ignore it.
Okay. Sure.
That's my assumption. All right, your second question is going to come from Liger. Well, maybe not. It's going to come from the Once and Future Gamer. Sorry, Liger. In the Pokemon World Tournament in Generation 5. You just played Black and White too, Claude.
I didn't play the World Tournament.
Yeah, I know. Who is the only gym leader to use an unevolved Pokemon? And what is the Pokemon? I will take either of those as an answer.
Oh, gosh. Alright, so let's think of what people would possibly use and what could be under evolved. First, mine goes to Golbat. Just because that got an evolution.
Later.
Yes. I mean, I would assume Brock would also potentially be an option with
with Onyx. Yeah.
With Onyx. Just, granted, it's tough to know, because I don't know any of their teams.
Well, to be fair, you are correct that, Onyx, upon evolving, loses Brock's type specialty, so that would make a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. That's something I can think of. I would think Crobat to Golbat was something that maybe would be there if Koga was in it. I think Koga's in it. Or I'm not sure if Koga's in it. I know Janine is in it, and she would have a Crobat, but I know Onyx is Brock with Onyx is something that comes to mind. What are the other evolutions that would be annoying? I'm trying to think if there's I could guess maybe Bugsy would still have a Scyther, possibly.
Maybe, yeah.
Trying to think of other people, early on gym leaders that could be could have, older stuff.
There's just a very large pool of answers to go through.
Exactly.
I'm gonna need an answer here.
I think Onyx makes the most sense because of the type thing.
Okay, let's go with Onyx.
Onyx is correct. Brock's Onyx is the only one that is unevolved. Yeah, because Brock's known for having Onyx in Gen 1, so I assume they just wanted to keep it, right?
Yeah. All right, that was a good guess on my part. I'm glad. I'm proud of myself for that one.
Good for you guys.
Job.
Good for you. All right, next up is going to be your Pokedex entry question. This is a new name, so I'm going to go with it. This is from Smeargle Level 9 on the Discord server.
Yeah.
Its Pokemon Moon entry reads, although it's too sugary for human consumption, this Pokemon sweat can be watered down into a juice with just the right amount of sweetness. Who's that Pokemon?
Bonsweet. I have no idea. I'm just taking a guess.
You sounded so sure.
It said sweet in the thing, and my mind went to Bonsweet.
I think it might be something in the Bounsweet line.
Are you locking that in?
I would actually, because I remember that like it gets chased around because it's delicious, and I don't know, it sounds like something in like Bounsweet.
That's just the first thing that comes to my mind. If I have to like think more about it,
Bonsweet. Are you locking that in?
let's lock it in. Why not?
Yeah.
Bonsweet is correct.
Yeah.
Bonsweet is correct. The other entry we had was from Pokemon Violet, where it read, a gradient drawn in by the sweet scent of these Pokemon will tuck it away among the berries in its tail and carry them all away.
Yeah.
See, now I would have thought Cherubi at that point. But
Like,
Cherubi's not in that game. Never mind.
No.
This little guy goes through so much.
Yeah, Bonsweet is traumatized.
I
Daily.
literally just heard the word sweet, and I'm like, sweet. Pokemon, sweet. It can't be Milcery or Alchemy, because they said Sun and Moon, so it has to be the other sweet Pokemon.
All right. Let's see. All right. Question number 4 is your multiple choice or multiple answer question. You can get up to 2 points here. This one is going to be from Rogue or Rouge. As of the release of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, what are the only types to not have a dual pairing with the Fairy type? Discounting Megas since they're not coming back.
Okay.
So there are only 3. I'm only going to need 2 from you. If you give me all 3, pat yourself on the back.
Well,
only Fire Fairy doesn't exist.
You have to lock these in, of course.
Fire Fairy.
That is correct.
yes.
Okay.
So, is there a Poison Fairy type? Okay.
Are you locking in Poison Fairy? That is incorrect.
There's a Poison Fairy?
There is a Poison Fairy.
Yeah. Galarian Weezing.
Yep.
Oh my god, I'm silly. Alright, then let me go through the list then. There's no fire, there's water, there's grass, there's normal.
There's electric.
There's electric, there's flying, there is psychic, there's dark, there is... Is there ghost?
Yes, Mimikyu.
Yes. Yep, there's ghost, there is dragon, there is bug.
Well, he said discounting Megas, though.
Oh.
So let's
no
put
Megas.
that on the back burner.
Alright, then dragon is a possibility. Because I think the only dragon fairy is Mega Altaria.
I think so, too.
Then I'm missing... And then, is there an ice fairy?
Yes, a little Ninetales.
Ninetales.
And there's a fighting fairy, which is Iron Valiant.
Oh, I missed a type somewhere.
Ground fairy.
I don't
Because
think there's a ground fairy.
Rock fairy, we do have that Stayensi and Carbink, but I don't think there's a ground fairy.
Yeah, there's no ground fairy, and then if they're counting the Megas, then dragon fairy.
Yeah. So I would lock
Let's
in
do ground fairy
fairy
first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ground Fairy is also not available, so that is correct. And then the third one is obviously Fairy Dragon, because Mega Altaria doesn't exist.
R.I.P.
Yep.
So yeah, you guys got it. You guys are you guys have all the points so far. Perfect score. Whatever that is. And so your last question is going to be your base stat question as always. And this one is going to come to you from Definitely Not Liger. What grass type has the highest special defense?
Just highest special defense of all grass types?
Of all grass types.
Oh. Well.
I mean, I have it if you want it.
Yeah?
Wo-Chin. You said special defense, right?
Special defense, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Wo-Chin.
How much?
It is the snail. It is my cute little snail buddy. And I know it is very, very specially defensive.
Okay. Well, if you know that it is above stuff like...
I believe it's 135.
Okay, that's more than, say, Mega Venusaur or Cradily or Virizion.
Yeah,
Right?
Virizion is the only other one I thought that would be very high. I just don't know how high it is. And I don't think it's higher than Wo-Chien. My snail is top tier.
Okay, and it's more than, like, newer stuff that I might forget, like, I don't know, Calyrex? Yes, because Calyrex
Regular
doesn't have...
Calyrex is like base
Yeah,
80s.
yeah. Okay, I trust you then. Let's go with your slug.
Wo-Chien is correct with a base special defense of 135. Second being Virizion at 129.
Oh, 129.
Yeah.
That's higher than I thought it was.
And then after that is a three-way tie between Mega Venusaur, Eldegoss, and Toadscruel at 120.
I totally forgot about Mega Venusaur. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You said that and I might have been like thrown off.
You guys got the perfect score though. That's what that means.
Woohoo!
You got the perfect score. That matters probably. We reset recently, so
Ooh, okay.
yeah, that's gonna matter. It's gonna actually matter. Wow, everybody's like managed to be on different shows. So in first place there is a three-way tie between Mark, Whimsicott, and Clod9 with 8. In fourth, there's a two-way tie between Seth Milo and Shark Finnegan with 7. And there is a two-way tie at sixth place between Linian and Jushiro. Everybody else has yet to get on the board in their race to 40. If you want more Poke Quiz, you can always go ahead and follow up next week. And then, until then, we're going to kick it on over to the topic. We have another review this week from iTunes from Boy Jeff. Amazing, 5 stars. I just started listening this year, but I've loved it ever since. Well, thank you for that. And if you would like to review us wherever you listen to the podcast, we would really appreciate it. It would help us out. On top of that, you might be able to be right on the show. Well, until then, we're going to kick it on over, guys, to the topic. And welcome to the topic. Our topic today is going to be Pokemon Day predictions. I believe the next show is coming out before Pokemon Day, or it's going to be recorded before Pokemon Day, so it won't be updated. But I want everybody to be able to take this and see how wrong we were.
Yes.
This way you can send in your predictions before it actually happens as well.
Yeah, and we can read them on the show next week, and we can all commiserate.
We can all be wrong together.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Claude found this great format that I really want to use today, which is we're going to talk about the 90% chance things are going to happen, the 50% chance things that we think are going to happen, and then the 10% chance that we think things are going to happen. And so let's start with the 90%, because I feel like these are just like the easy ones to like be like, boop, this is happening. Like DLC's getting announced, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Little things that we expect have a really good chance of them talking about in some way, shape, or form. So do you want me to start with it?
Yeah, go Claude.
All right. Then I guess to go off of that, I think what's going to be very likely to happen is I'm going to go with I'll take an offbeat one. Is I think they're going to announce a new Unite character. I think it's very likely they're going to just be like, hey, this is our next lineup for Pokemon Unite.
I agree with that.
Unite is part of their circuit now for, all of their for some of their events. At least for Worlds, it's part of their circuit. And it's getting a lot of hype. It gets lots of updates. I think it's very likely for them to be like, okay, this is our next lineup, or this is our next Pokemon.
I agree with that.
I think there'll be some Unite change, or some big Unite update. That's my guess.
They did the last one, so like we had a Pokemon Direct over the summer, right? Or something similar. And they gave us like Unite updates, so I think this is very likely. I also think that's also when they gave us the map change over the summer. They did it at like the year anniversary mark, though. So I don't know if they'll change the map again or add a new one, because you can still play both maps, which is very cute.
I can see them being like, all right, we're going to do this awesome event to give you a chance to collect all these other Pokemon. Like,
Oh, that's true.
Or insert new things. Like, I think it's very likely they will do some sort of Pokemon Unite thing, because it seems that Pokemon really likes the idea of Unite.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
As far as, like, the quote-unquote spin-off games go, Unite is their, like, passion project child right now.
So to move on from Unite.
Okay.
I want to propose, because this is something I've seen floating around on the internet very much recently, or at least this week. So Chunsoft just added, like, a new Pokemon Mystery Dungeon type thing to their trademarks.
Okay.
Earlier this week. So I'm 90% sure we're going to get some spin-off information for Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
So you think there's going to be a spin-off Mystery Dungeon?
So I'm going to say Chunsoft's going to announce Mystery Dungeon and like not go into details because I think based on the name that they had, I forget exactly what it was. There is a possibility it could be like mobile Mystery Dungeon. I'm a little concerned.
So I guess my question that I want to know from you is this a new game or a port?
It looked like from the title it's a new game. It wasn't like, oh, Red Rescue Team or whatever. And maybe they're using a code name or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would love a Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky remake. I don't think we're going to get that. Mostly because I haven't played the game and I'm told it's the best. I've started it a couple times and just have not gotten through it at all. Because it's a different time.
It is the best Mystery Dungeon game by far, yes.
Yeah, it's just different times. I feel it a lot playing Fire Emblem recently.
Do it on stream.
I tried. Nobody wants to watch it.
Okay, fair enough.
Nobody wants to watch it. So, because like, I'd have to do voices and then the game takes longer if I'm doing voices or something, right?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And I don't want to do that. I think we're going to get a spinoff for sure. Like 100% confidence we're getting a spinoff because 2022 was, I believe, the only year in Pokemon, like the first year in all of Pokemon where we did not get a spinoff game.
We got Legends Arceus.
That's not a spinoff. That's a mainline game.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
We did not get a spinoff game in 2022 whatsoever.
So you think we're going to get a spinoff game and it's probably going to be a Mystery Dungeon?
I could see more. I will say without a doubt that we will get a spinoff game. What that spinoff game is, I don't know.
Okay.
There will be probably something Mystery Dungeon.
Okay.
It might spook me. My number one worry with the Mystery Dungeon game is that we end up getting like another gacha. You know what I mean? Like it just turns into like gacha Mystery Dungeon.
Yeah.
Where you like recruit members to your team.
This is my like unfortunate 90% is I think they're going to talk about Masters EX. The game that nobody plays because they like hyping it up and keep adding things for some reason.
Because of whales, man.
Yes, because of whales.
I absolutely believe that. I saw a thing where they're just like, Disney World is increasing ticket prices to reduce the number of people in the park. Yeah, we'll just keep adding Mystery Dungeon because like George gives us $100,000 a year. Because he's got to pull Misty from this banner. It's just a whole thing. Thank God Mystery Dungeon is an amiibo.
Yeah. So I think my 90% prediction is twofold. As you said, we are definitely getting a DLC announcement for Scarlet and Violet. Like that's a given. I think another given is old Pokemon games on the Switch Virtual Console.
I was going to put that into the 50% category.
I had the same thought is I think they're going to do something. What they do, I think will hit the 90-50-10.
So I saw a video that convinced me it's at least a 90% chance. Let's put it that way.
I think I saw the same video you saw.
Yes.
So I watched that video and they make very good arguments. The only reason I'm not super convinced it's happening just yet, like I think it's going to happen. I just don't think it's going to be announced at this, right? There's a chance.
The one argument that video made that really convinced me is that the 3DS eShop is shutting down in a month.
This is true. I do agree with that. That's why I think it is definitely happening at some point. I just don't know that it's happening yet. They did in the Nintendo Direct a couple weeks ago, or last week, I guess. They did announce like Game Boy Advance, but Nintendo Switch Online.
Yes.
Exactly.
They are setting it up. And additionally, kind of goes like way, way, way back in the history of like the Nintendo Switch Online. Consoles, like when they put in the N64 stuff, there is actually code for transfer packs.
Yeah, I mean, and they're putting Pokemon Stadium in there.
Yeah, and they disappointed everybody when they announced that, and they said they're bringing Pokemon over is impossible or something. I wonder if we're going to get some backtrack on that, because there was a lot of backlash about that from a lot of people. Pokemon Stadium isn't that enticing other than minigames at that point then. Which, one, I'm not against if we could just get like a Pokemon party game, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
With the Virtual Console, though, I think getting something like Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald on Virtual Console is very high. I think that is more likely we'll get that. I think it's like a 50% chance if they do the Virtual Console, they'll announce something like, "Oh, we're also going to give you, like I don't know, let's say like some of the older games as well."
I could see a world where next Monday they announce that Red and Blue are available today.
Yeah. And then they keep, like, the other ones for later.
I believe Pokemon is coming to the Virtual Console hands down.
Yes.
If Nintendo really wants my money and, like, wants to vacuum it out, right? I'm not sure if the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance requires you to have like the Nintendo Switch Online Plus or not.
So the Game Boy Advance does, but the Game Boy and Game Boy Color just requires the basic Nintendo Switch Online subscription.
What you do is you suck Thatch in by being like, hey, Thatch, you already have that thing. Here's Red and Blue.
Exactly.
And then they get me Gold and Silver, and I'm very happy still.
Mm-hmm. And then they dangle Ruby and Sapphire in front of your face and make you pay extra.
And then they dangle Ruby and Sapphire in my face like a year later. And then I give them $50.
I think they would do red, blue, yellow now. Because I think people would play yellow more than they would play red and blue.
No, all three of them are come out. All the Gen 1 games come out all at once. The only time that was weird was on the Virtual Console was with Gold, Silver, Crystal. Gold and Silver came out, and then Crystal was much later.
Yeah.
Even then, I do agree with the point that like the eShop is shutting down next month. This would be the moment to hype that up and say, here's home compatibility.
Yeah, because otherwise you have like a window of time where you cannot get those games.
I still think there's going to be a window of time where you can't get them.
When the eShop shuts down, what generations do we not have access to getting into home? Is it all 1 through 6?
No.
No. Okay, so it's 1 and 2.
It's just 1 and 2.
Yes, kind of.
I thought Pokebank was dead, and that was the only way to get from...
No, Pokebank is not dead.
No. Pokebank's not dying. Pokebank becomes free next month.
Mm-mm.
Ah, okay, that's it.
Like when the eShop shuts down, Pokebank becomes free, but you have to download Pokebank before the eShop dies.
Yes. You need to download Pokebank and Poketransporter before the eShop dies, because even though they're free and they're not technically a purchase, to get new software, it counts as a purchase. So you need to do that before the end of next month, and actually before the 27th of next month. And once you have it, after the 27th, it's going to be free. But you need to download it before then.
The service itself will be free, yeah.
So then, yes, I fully believe they will put red and blue, like the Game Boy Color games, on the Virtual Console as like the 90%. 50% is they will also announce, advanced games are going to be there. And my 10% for just Virtual Console is they're going to bring back Coliseum and Gale of Darkness, but they're not going to.
Oh.
We don't have GameCube yet.
I know, but I can dream, Harold.
If they were going to do that, man, I would totally see a world where they just like remaster it, right? Like those games are so clunky anyway. Like, come on. Nobody wants to play Coliseum.
I do.
I think people who would want to play it regardless of how it looks like are people who would play it regardless of how it looks like. So it's not worth the work you would put into remastering it.
Oh yeah, no. I think the only market for Coliseum specifically are people with nostalgia glasses, right?
Me.
Exactly.
And me to some extent. Like, I definitely have memories of playing that game, but man, I try to play it again some days, and it just hurts my soul. Like, that game is not, outside of like the game just design and look, gameplay itself is very clunky, very bad. The way that it wants you to like progress through the game isn't very good either. I don't know. I have a lot of problems with Pokemon Coliseum.
Before we make me sad, let's move on to 50%.
50%. This is where I say Virtual Console stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to say 90% chance that we get Red and Blue. Yeah, like Gen 1.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say 50% either. Like, I'm like in the middle, like 70%, right?
Okay.
I think like maybe 50% chance like they announce the rest, like Gold and Silver are coming or something like that. It already exists in this coding that they want to use. The problem that I have is like Nintendo Switch Online is such a drip feed that is very frustrating. And it is just also slow, because I would also expect like Gold and Silver to be out by the time they release like the Pokemon Stadium games, which I don't think will happen. I could see for 50%, I think 50% chance we get an announcement alongside like Red and Blue coming to Virtual Console that, hey, they hook up with Pokemon Stadium in the Virtual Console, and that's how they suck the money out of my pocket, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because Nintendo Switch Online for N64 is in the plus, not the rest of it. I think there's also a 50% chance that they somehow, because when you do a Nintendo Switch Online Plus subscription, you usually get some DLC as well as part of that package. And I could see the Pokemon DLC being part of that. I don't know how many people actually subscribe to Nintendo Switch Online. It would depend on the level of interaction they have there, but I don't think a lot of people did it.
No.
I think they actually get more money making you buy it. With the retention they had on Sword and Shield.
I just see Papa Nintendo squeezing the lemon for the juice, okay?
I guarantee you look at the numbers of people who have that, people who would buy that, and I honestly think they make more money just making you buy it upfront once.
I don't disagree. It's just whether or not Nintendo really wants to like push people to like pay for their premium subscription. That's not worth it.
I don't know.
I think honestly telling me that I can hook up Red and Blue to Pokemon Stadium on the Virtual Console is a much better sell.
Yeah, I agree.
If they want me to do it, I will literally, the day of that announcement, upgrade.
See, the thing is, it would be annoying for me to go from having a one-off purchase of old Pokemon games on the 3DS to going to the subscription model on the Switch. But I would, see that it works that way for everything on the Switch. And I will be like, well, I guess this is the times we live in now. Whereas you already got a one-off purchase of a DLC on the Switch for Sword and Shield. And so if I was told, no, the DLC for Scarlet and Violet is tied to the Nintendo Switch Online.
You're misunderstanding me, I think.
Yeah, I think I did.
I'm going to use the example of like the Mario Kart 8 DLC for the extra tracks.
Mm-hmm.
If you get into the Nintendo Switch Online Plus, or whatever it is, you get that DLC for all the extra tracks as like a bonus.
Yes.
Okay.
I have not signed up for Nintendo Switch Online Plus.
Mm-hmm.
I just purchased that Mario Kart 8 DLC.
Oh, okay.
You can do both. What I'm saying is they might use it as an incentive to be like, hey, if you're already doing this Pokemon thing for Red and Blue and to get Pokemon Stadium, here's some DLC. Like, really, please come over.
I see.
Yeah, that's what I feel like might happen.
Hey, did you hear they're going to announce Red and Blue DLC? It's called Gold and Silver.
That is 100% what it is. Gold and Silver is 100% Red and Blue DLC.
Wow.
I'm going to move on to my 50% prediction.
Yeah, what do you have on 50%?
And now, this is kind of a pipe dream, but I think there's a 50% chance they announce Detective Pikachu 2.
Yeah.
That's going to be my 10%.
No, I have a better 10% than that, but...
Oh, well, my other 10% is sleep.
Yeah, that was my 10%.
Yeah, same. So here's my thought process, is Detective Pikachu did well. People want a second one. And I think there is the possibility they...
Oh, wait. Do people actually want a second one?
Do you mean the movie?
Movie, yes. I meant the movie. Yes.
Oh.
Oh, the movie. Oh, that's completely different. Yes, okay.
Yes.
Let me rephrase. I think the announcement of a Detective Pikachu 2 movie.
Okay, now that makes sense.
I thought we were talking about the game that asked you to make orange.
Yes. I was like, wait, it did well? People liked it?
No, I'm talking specifically about the movie.
I almost looked up Detective Pikachu 2 sales numbers.
I think I'm the only person in PUCL who actually finished Detective Pikachu 1.
My wife did. I did not.
Okay.
This is why I'm purposely saying the movie. And I think the movie has a 50% chance of me coming back. Sorry about the puppy in the background. She is upset. But that is my 50% prediction. I think the movie did well enough, and they know they can get people to go see a second one.
I have a counter argument to that. So there is another Nintendo movie in the works that has been rather controversial for many reasons, and they do not want to announce a sequel to a movie that was universally well received, thus taking the thunder away from the other Nintendo movie that hasn't come out yet.
Oh, I agree with Whimsicott, actually. She has changed my mind.
Okay. That is a very good point.
Because Mario is coming out like what? Mario's like next month, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I think they might announce that it's in the works.
If it's just like hey, here's the title and that's it.
Maybe, yeah.
I think that's fine. It can't have a trailer. If it has a trailer,
no, I don't think there'll be a trailer.
Okay.
I think there'll be an announcement that there will be a Detective Pikachu 2 movie coming. They'll say like coming soon, and it'll be like 2024.
No. They don't even say 2024. They need to say like 2024 or 2025. Otherwise, they shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, like, I just think there will be an announcement of they're in the works of making a second Detective Pikachu movie.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because they know people will go see it. Because the first one wasn't that bad.
It was really good.
The first one was actually pretty, like, by video game movie standards, very good.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think it's the only good video game movie I've ever seen.
Okay, but Sonic was okay. I liked Sonic.
I haven't seen that.
The new Sonic was awesome. Like the Sonic the Hedgehog, I thought those were great. The new ones.
I liked Sonic 1. I haven't seen Sonic 2, but I like Sonic 1.
It's so much better.
Good. This is great. I see. This is a win.
I'm waiting for Sonic 3. All I know is I had COVID and I watched both of them back to back and I had a wonderful day.
Do you have any 50% Whimsicott?
I do. My 50% is that they announce a new Pokemon or a new regional form that's in the DLC.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I could totally see, like, kind of like Galarian Slowbro.
Galarian Slowbro or Shifu, you call it whatever you want, something like that.
There was an update in 1.2 where they said they updated the game with things they haven't really announced in the patch notes.
Yes.
Like, it says, like, there's other updates that aren't in the patch notes, which is very similar to what happened to Sword and Shield right before we got the DLC announced.
Yes, exactly.
And Galarian Slowbro was given out. So I wouldn't be surprised if there is something that is like Galarian Slowbro in the code right now. Like, hey, here's another Paradox Pokemon, or here's a Paldean type of Pokemon.
Yep.
Yeah.
A Convergent Evolution or something. I just like Convergent Evolutions because I think they're trying to cop out of stuff, but that's a different story.
Oh, I mean, and if they do that, I think they go the same route where you need a specific item that's only in the DLC to evolve it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they give you the base form, say, hey, this stuff is coming. Good luck. Yeah.
Hope that they at least give us like a DLC release date as well. I do hope that that's 50% DLC release date.
Mm-hmm.
You ready for 10%?
I am ready for 10%. I've got lots of things for 10%.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're going to announce a 10% chance of a brand new side, like, spin-off game. It's not a, like, remake.
Brand new.
I'm saying new, like, not like...
No, new franchise, period. Like, nothing that's based on
Yes.
anything previously.
Oh.
Not a remake, not a cafe remix update, no updates to anything, not a new version of, like, let's say Let's Go or Legends Arceus, something entirely new that's just, like, Pokemonified.
Yeah.
That's my 10%, like, chance I think we'll get something like that.
I think there's a good chance. I think there's a good chance of that.
I think there's only a 10% chance because it's new. Like,
Yeah.
if they're going to talk anything new, like brand new, it's going to be like DLC.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a good chance of them being like, oh, we're also going to bring you, Mario Kart, but Pokemon.
I would love that, actually, though. I need Pokemon Party in my life, Claude. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Now, Pokemon Party, I think, would be brilliant.
Pokemon Party would sell so well, and honestly, all you need to do is just, like, upscale a lot of the mini games in Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2.
Yeah, but, like, that's all it is, though. Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't think there's a good chance of them just adding something brand new. So that's why it's my 10%.
I understand. Pokemon Sleep's obviously here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Pokemon Sleep's here. I have a couple of, like, 90% ones we didn't talk about as well, but I'll mention those afterwards.
I think, like, Pokemon Sleep is definitely one of them. I think in 10% chance of things happening.
Mm-hmm.
I will say on an unrelated note, I think there is a 10% chance we get nothing new. Like, I could see them being like, oh, we're just going to do a recap of all of 2022, and then not give us anything at all going forward, which I think would be a terrible mistake on their part. But I think there's a 10% chance they do that. And it's like, hey, this is all the stuff that we did for Pokemon. Thank you for joining us in 2022. Can't wait for 2023. And it's just like, that's it.
After Pokemon 25, that would burn. Yeah.
It would just, I can see them doing it. I don't think there's a good chance of it happening, but it would just piss me off.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't even see that having a 10% chance of happening just because of that. And there's more stuff that we're not telling you about this patch.
I think everything they didn't tell us about that patch is probably going to be announced, right? That's not 10%. That's like 90%. Like, Scarlet and Violet's obviously not dead. They're going to keep that going. I think for that reason, I think there's still like a 10% chance we get like announced something like Pokemon Legends Unova or something like that.
Pokemon Legends Unova would be incredible.
Yeah, I do too.
You can't see my face right now, but
There's no N, unfortunately, but
it's that, and like I know a lot of people are like really want Let's Go Johto.
No, nobody wants Let's Go Johto.
no.
Nobody wants that.
I want a ferret.
There is like a very small contingency of people that want this.
Oh my goodness. No, I'm sorry. I've just realized something amazing. So, you know how Legends Arceus is not that far back in time because people think it's like, oh, 4th century. No, it's
No,
like
no.
1890 or something
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that. So what if Legends Unova is like not a big empty space like Legends Arceus, but it's like 1920s gangster,
Oh, that'd be cool.
Ooh.
right?
That would be cool. I don't know. I still want the story of the original dragon. That's all I really want.
Oh man,
Yeah.
yes.
I want the story of the original dragon.
Me too. I want the original dragon.
That is such an easy sell, I think.
Yes. Legends Kyurem.
You don't even call it Legends Kyurem. You call it Legends Unova because you call the original dragon Unova.
Oh, like Sinnoh. Yes.
Yeah, you call the original dragon Unova, and then it's split into the 3.
So the problem with that is that Unova is the one region that got its name translated into every language.
That's true.
So that makes it a big problem, actually.
Well, never mind. Bad idea, Thatch.
No, it would be an amazing idea if, they hadn't done that.
I think there is a chance for them to announce it, but I don't think it's very high. They've been really bad lately about overloading us with Pokemon games.
Mm-mm.
I could totally see them just trying to announce something for, like, we get DLC in the summer, and then Christmas time, here's another Pokemon game. Get on board. Choo-choo.
No.
I think it would be smart of them to go over the roadmap of Pokemon for the year.
I don't know that will happen. They've never done anything like that. That's 10%.
They usually have. They usually mention, like, all right, these are the games that are coming out this year to get you excited, and they mention, like, generic time frames.
Maybe. Last year they didn't really do that so much. But to be fair, they were just coming off the heels of, like, Legends Arceus coming out, right? We did, like, the next day, like, get the update for Legends Arceus. I think we're getting a lot of updates for Scarlet and Violet. Like, that's for sure happening. Like, Scarlet and Violet, like, this is our game right now. This is what's going on.
There's 2 other things that we haven't talked about that I think will be talked about in some way, shape, and form.
Okay.
One being Pokemon Go.
Yeah, of course.
It's currently trending right now on Twitter as the Pokemon Go Tour. And I think they're going to mention some form of that in some way, shape, and form. The other big thing is I think they're going to talk about Pokemon Live.
Pokemon TCG Live? I think they're going to talk about it and acknowledge none of the problems with it.
I agree. I think they're just going to mention that's going to be the future of, stuff going on.
Yeah, I think they will officially announce PTCGO is no longer updating after March 1st, and that Pokemon Live is the way to go.
I think they tell us nothing else besides that.
I think they completely ignore all of the technical issues it has.
Now, the other thing that I'm almost positive will happen, they're going to announce some sort of new raid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is the opportunity to be like, hey, we're going to bring in this fan-favorite Pokemon into the raid that's not there before. That hasn't been there.
In the back of Scarlet and Violet, is there a Pokemon that is more exciting than the 3 we've already gotten? Because, like I did say, they front-loaded it, and I firmly believe this.
So you have to think of, and this is where I think they go, all right, we're going to do the Hisuian raids, and now all the Hisuian Pokemon are going to have raids.
Okay, I would agree with that. I don't think they do that, actually. I think Pokemon likes money too much right now.
Or they announce home compatibility.
I think we'll get, like, an actual date for home compatibility.
Oh, yeah.
I think we'll get an actual date, because right now it's just, like, spring 2023. I think we'll get a date.
Maybe not a date, but a month.
They will narrow the time frame. I think they will narrow the time frame from home compatibility, just because it's something that people want, and they always like having in Pokemon games.
Mm-hmm.
I would love for them to come out with another game that's compatible with home. Like you were talking about earlier, with them just like announcing like Pokemon Stadium X, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And just being like, here you go. I think that's such a good play on their part, because then they just have to like, they can just like constantly update it. They need like their own showdown. They really just need their own showdown.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the easiest thing is they could do that.
I know.
And just update it forever and never worry about it.
I know. And then you fix VGC and everything.
The only problem is then people don't have a reason to buy the actual game. Besides, like, you have to transport Pokemon in from your games.
Yeah.
But, like, at that point, then you lose rental codes, which is half the fun.
You can still have rental codes. Why couldn't you?
Oh, the other fun thing, though, that I've seen that I really want to... I think is... This is a guess. And
Okay.
This is really my question for the two of you. Do you think they're going to show Mega Pokemon and then just not show them in Scarlet and Violet? Like they've done with a bunch of other games?
People would get so mad.
Okay, they have done this so many times in the past, though.
I know.
Exactly.
Like, think of all the big updates that's like, oh, we're bringing it to Masters EX! And it's like, are you kidding me?
Yes, I remember that.
Could you imagine if they added Mega Pokemon to Pokemon Unite, and they announced it on Pokemon Day.
Oh.
And then just not in Scarlet and Violet.
Mega Evolution's in the everything. Like, it's such a good mechanic.
Yeah.
And they put it in everything. Oh, because, like, it's in Mystery Dungeon DX.
Yes, it is.
Which is so frustrating.
Pretty much.
I think there's a 25% chance of that happening.
Yeah, and of me eating my phone in frustration.
Everybody in the world just goes, are you kidding me? You put it in not the main game again?
Because I think they know everybody wants it, but I don't think the Pokemon Company wants it.
I don't know that the Pokemon Company doesn't want it. I think the game designers don't want it. It's kind of like how when you start listening to music, you're just like, you're really into like the Beatles early stuff, where like it's all bubblegum pop, and that's Mega Evolution in terms of a mechanic, where it's like it's a very easy to swallow, very cool thing. And then like as the Beatles became more proficient in their music, they're just like, we really want to make more artsy stuff. And then you get things like Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds and that kind of stuff, which is a little bit harder to listen to and takes a little bit more to appreciate. And I think that's where we're at right now. Like, the game designers don't want to be making, you know, bubblegum pop music. They want to make the complicated stuff, the real fine art. And we're sitting over here just like, just play like She Loves You, yeah again, you know?
Yeah.
I can understand their frustration to an extent from that. But Mega Evolution's a really cool concept, and I think a lot of people really like it, and we want them back to some extent.
Yeah, although maybe it should be, but we're like a long time into the topic, so...
If they were to like have some kind of Kalos connection, I can see us getting some kind of Mega Evolution.
See, the thing that drives me mad about this is that the one part of the map that is hidden is Kalos.
Or what would be Kalos.
Kind of, okay. If you look at the map of Kalos, though, and the map of Paldea, there's actually a small gap that's kind of the grayed out area.
Okay, but still, like, it's right there.
Okay, so Scarlet and Violet could, like, knock it out of the park for being the best Pokemon games ever if they were the first one to have, like, 2 regions.
By pulling a gold and silver.
By pulling a gold and silver.
Yes.
The gameplay's already phenomenal.
At that point, with the fact that they are gonna make the packs where you can buy the game along with the DLC in a physical store.
Yeah, I know.
With the patches, then I would start to doubt my answer no to the question, is it going to surpass Red, Blue?
I think there could be a chance. If they added in a second region, like Scarlet and Violet would blow the doors off of everything.
And it would be Kalos, which is a really cool region that many people love.
And we never got to revisit.
Yeah. They literally did not have the time to do it. But if they had the time and the way to do it, it would be like the biggest shot ever.
There's like a realistic argument that they do have the time to do it because they could have, they have 2 teams, right? They have a team A and a team B, and they kind of go off cycle. They cycle off each other.
And they released a game that wasn't quite finished.
Yeah, Team B did not work on Scarlet and Violet. They were working on DLC.
We'll see.
They might have. They could have. I'm not going to hold my breath and be like they did.
No, me neither.
I have one final thought for Pokemon Day.
Okay.
And it's that they're going to announce an announcement of announcement. They're like, hey, we're going to announce something coming soon.
I put that in the 10% bucket.
Still think it's very possible that they're just be like, all right, and we have one more announcement coming up, but we can't share with you what it is right now. And it's just like, why would you tell us this? Because they've done it before.
They have done it before. I think it's still a 10% bucket at this point. I think that's everything I have, too.
Yeah.
So this is a good place to wrap it up. We're going to stop it here, guys, and we're going to kick it on over to the Pokemon of the episode. Of course, you can email us at puclpodcast@gmail.com and let us know your predictions. All right, let's kick it on over then to the Pokemon of the episode. We'll catch you on the flip-flop.
The episode.
Welcome to the Pokemon of the episode. Our Pokemon of the episode this week is National Dex number 930. Arboliva, the olive Pokemon.
Pokemon Violet Pokedex entry states, this Pokemon drives back enemies by launching its rich aromatic oil at them with enough force to smash a boulder.
Yeah.
Arboliva is actually pretty decent. Base stat total 510. Who would have thought? And none of that's in speed. Like 39 base speed, Base 78 HP, which isn't too bad. Base 69 attack, meh. Base defense 90, that's pretty decent. Special attack 125, surprisingly good. And special defense 109. And it's grass normal typing, which I wouldn't say is like the best typing, but it's not the worst. It does give you a ghost type immunity. It does give you a couple good switch-ins because you're resistant to ground, water, grass, and electric. 2 of those are pretty common types to have to switch into.
Yeah.
And ghost is actually on the up and up anyway since Gen 8. So
yeah,
you do get to make some switches that way. And it surprisingly doesn't get access to a lot of different types of moves. It's mostly grass types moves and normal type moves, but it does get access to earth power for reasons. And dazzling gleam, but earth power I think is the bigger one.
Yeah. I mean, it's so slow because it's a tree that's rooted into the ground.
Absolutely.
So makes sense.
Absolutely. All right, but Arboliva is we got a full OU team for this because it can actually survive an OU.
Yes.
And I shouldn't even say survive. I should say thrive in OU.
Yes. Yes, it does.
And I will let you start, Whimsicott. You've got the Arboliva.
So the star of the team is Arboliva. It's holding leftovers. It has the ability Seed Sower, the Terra type Fire, a modest nature. Its EVs are 240 HP, 252 special attack, and 16 speed.
Seed Sower, by the way, for those of you who aren't aware, because I believe it is only on Arboliva.
I think so, yeah.
If you get hit by an attack, Seed Sower actually gives you grassy terrain. So it's like a delayed grassy surge.
It's really, really cute.
Yeah. Whenever you're hit by a damaging move. So it doesn't even need to be physical. Just you got to be touched. And then
exactly.
you're there.
I'm slightly perplexed by the 16 speed. Maybe there's some base 40 you want to outspeed. Anyway, its moves are Substitute, Giga Drain, Earth Power, which you mentioned before, and Terra Blast. Because, you Terra into the Fire type, and honestly, Fire type coverage on a Grass type is just so good.
It's also just really good stab when you're not Terra'd.
Exactly. It's so good.
Yeah, I feel like Terra Blast is, like, the use of it just on normal type Pokemon in general is like, really downplayed.
Yeah.
Terra Blast on normal type
really
Pokemon
solid.
is actually really solid, yeah.
It's like, you don't get the boost, but you have 125 special attack and stab. So,
yep.
Yeah, really good point. And then we have yet another grass type that, well, it's slightly broken, so it also thrives. It's Meowscarada. It's holding a choice band. It does have the hidden ability Protean, so you have to be careful what move you pick first. It also has the Terra type Fire. This one is a little more defensive. It's Jolly with max attack, max speed, and 4 special defense EVs. And its moves are Knockoff, U-Turn, Flower Trick, and Thunder Punch. I didn't know it got Thunder Punch.
Yeah, neither did I until I saw this team, but it does.
This is so good.
It does. Yeah, because
wow.
I've only ever seen it with like U-Turn, Knockoff, Flower Trick, and like another dark move or something. I didn't realize it got more coverage.
Thunder Punch is really good again. Wow.
Yeah.
Good job, little kitty cat.
Yeah, I'll take a couple more. We got a Skeledirge on this team as well, so you get to run 2 starters, which is very fun. Heavy duty boots so that you don't take rocks damage. It does have Unaware, and I think Skeledirge is like one of the best Unaware mons right now. It's 248 HP, so it's bulky. 244 special defense, so you're bulky or on the special side. And 16 speed, so you can just barely outrun. I believe. What do you know the base speed off the top of your head, Claude? For Skeledirge?
No.
Neither do
Not
I.
at all.
It must be just outrun something very
Slow.
quickly. Yeah. It's still new gen. I'm figuring out my base stats. Calm Nature. It's got Hex, Torch Song, Slack Off, and Will-O-Wisp, so you can get more Hex synergy. But Torch Song's also good because you can just give yourselves a +1 in special attack. And you're bulky and you don't care if people are setting up on you.
And I'm guessing that Fairy Terra type is to resist Dark type attacks?
Yes.
And you get rid of your fire.
Yeah, you get rid of your fire weaknesses. Yeah.
Right.
And then we've also got Great Tusk, which I believe is probably more popular than Lando at this point. I'm going to look this up.
Oh, yes. And the team does struggle very much with Great Tusk.
Yes.
And I've lost now like 2 games in a row with it, and I'm like, this is a team.
I think Great Tusk is actually the weak link on this team. I'm going to be honest. And I think it's just here because it's just good hazards. Yeah. Great Tusk is at 52% usage in OU. But Great Tusk is here to set rocks, also rapid spin away rocks. It can hit hard, but this one is holding heavy duty boots for reasons that I don't quite understand. It's got photosynthesis because that's all it gets. It's steel terra type for defensive reasons. 252 attack, 4 special defense, 252 speed, jolly nature, rapid spin so you can go fast, get rid of
Go fast.
Could you imagine? Like, it's already so fast. With rapid spin, headlong rush, so you can just do some ground type damage for stab, stealth rock, and knockoff. I do agree with you, Claude. With a few games I've played with this team, I do believe that Great Tusk is probably the weak link here. I don't know what I'd replace it with.
I think the team itself is very weak to Great Tusk.
Okay.
Because if you look at fighting type, you don't switch into fighting besides Skeledirge, and Skeledirge doesn't even want to switch into Great Tusk because you can fearing the ground move.
I do agree with you. The team does struggle against it. I think you could get away with it if you played Meowscarada well.
Yes.
I mean, the next Pokemon also helps, probably.
Yeah. Go ahead, Claude. Get to the next one, yeah.
Okay. So, if I'm correct, the last two are Rotom Wash.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Levitate, Terra-type Fairy, Calm Nature, with 248 HP, 248 defense. Sorry, 148 defense and 112 special defense. It only has 23 IVs and speed. I don't know why. Probably to make it slower than something else so you can get off a
slow volt switch, yeah.
Or something. Only thing I can think of that would work.
It has to be a slow volt switch, yeah.
Yep. But other than that, you have Will-O-Wisp, Protect, Hydro Pump, Volt Switch. Very common for these mons.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and then finally, you have King Gambit with Leftovers, Supreme Overlord ability, Terra-type Fire, 240 HP, 252 attack, 16 speed. And then you have Swords Dance, Cleave, Tao, Cleave, Iron Head, and Sucker Punch.
Yep. And the big thing is that I really like King Gambit just because of its ability. Supreme Overlord gives you 0.1 boost to your attack every time one of your fallen comrades goes down. So it's like late game cleanup.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's just late game cleanup, which is pretty cute. But yeah, that is the team. If you want the shiny version, make sure you join our Patreon. I am 2 weeks behind on these because work has been insane. We will have them all updated later this month, or later this weekend, hopefully. We'll see how much I can get done before my flight tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep, that's all that. We do have some emails, or at least one. So we're gonna head on over to our mailbag. So let's kick it on over.
It's mail time! It's time for the mailbag! Send in your emails!
Welcome to the mailbag. The mailbag is the part of the show where you can email us at puclpodcast@gmail.com, and we will probably read your email on the show. Last week we asked you guys what your thoughts on Pokemon OU and VGC are. I'm very excited to go through and read it. We only got one email last week from St. Paladin, so he'll be the one that's read. But before we get to there, I want to remind everybody that this segment of the show is brought to you by the energy drink Green Tauros, the energy drink that gives you hooves.
Hooves!
And as always, we'll give the Green Tauros badge to anybody we deem worthy. Who is Zay Paladin? Zay Paladin, you want the Green Tauros badge? Easy.
Woohoo!
I'll go update it right now.
All right. Without further ado, let's get to this email from Zay Paladin. Whimsicott, you said you would go ahead and read it, so I will allow you to.
What to do, Puckle Crew? I've got a joke for you all. What do you call a speedy ice-type Pokemon? Banned. So sorry for that awful joke, but I thought it was fitting from the discussion from last episode.
I don't get it.
Stop it, Claude. Stop it. Weavile got banned. Duh.
That's not even a pun. Weavile is still in the meta.
Weavile got banned.
It also lets me segue into this week's topic and talk about some of the only banned Pokemon in VGC currently. I think that we won't actually see the Ruinous Pokemon until next year's VGC. The reasoning behind this is that the home-based Pokemon will get their set in the sun before the floodgates get open for the legendaries. It's also a wish of mine, because I like how many different cores are viable at the moment. You have Pokemon like Lycanroc and Floatzel that don't usually see doubles play doing really well. Plus, I'm excited to finally try out Hisuian, Arcanine, and Cleavor when they release on card. Between recoilless headmesh and a crit move with hazards, I think there's plenty of impact that these and the other Hisuian mons can have. If the Ruinous Legends are added first, I think it chokes out a few of the mons that you would see otherwise. Lastly, I am not a fan of the abilities of the Ruinous Pokemon. Sorry, not sorry. They are just Station and Zamazenta abilities, but for all Pokemon. That's all I got for now. Thanks for the great topics every week. Till next time, Zay Paladin. Well, these are some good points.
He's not entirely just incorrect about Zacian and Zamazenta comparison, but I think Zacian was still worse.
Zacian was much worse.
I think it's really just a type thing, because like Zacian's type is just so good and so oppressive.
Literally the best in the game.
Yes, Fairy Steel is the best.
But see, it's the same principle. Like Shadow Rider has really high base stats and an ability that boosts its main stat.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. But it's a much more, you don't get it for free, right? Like you just don't get it.
Yeah.
Like Zacian's just nonsense because like it exists and you get it.
Exactly. Plus I think the comparison like only holds up to a certain point, because there are many more ways of stopping an ability from affecting you than there are ways of stopping an ability from affecting the Pokemon it's attached to.
Yeah, I appreciate the emails, like Paladin.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for that. And if you want to email us next week, you can email us at puclpodcast@gmail.com, and you can let us know what you think is going to be announced at Pokemon Day next week. I love it. I'm here for it. Without further ado, I guess, if you want to keep up with us, you can follow us at Discord at pucldiscord.com. You can, of course, follow us on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can go ahead, check us out on stream at youtube.com/puclpodcast. I'm going to try to do it this Thursday. I'm out of town until Thursday. So I'm not going to go into work, though, on Thursday because I missed my holiday. It's sad. So I'm going to take my holiday on Thursday. I'm very excited. I have this new idea for a stream, and I don't know if it's good or not. I want to do, instead of like a Nuzlocke proper, I want the stream audience to decide what Pokemon I'm going to catch on each route, and we still play with like the Nuzlocke rules.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun, right?
Yeah.
Instead of like the first Pokemon you pick on a route, like the chat votes.
I like that.
Which Pokemon you're going to catch on that route.
That'd be fun. As long as you pick the right game.
I really just want to use this as an excuse to run through everything again.
Mm-hmm.
Just let them choose. Let's have a good time. We'll kill Dupe's Claws, right? They can screw me over with like 4 Rattatas or something. You just let them do the Dupe's Claws. And then maybe they like choose one of the games where like there's a 1% chance and we have to like sit there for the 1% chance, right?
Yes.
Could you imagine if we like went to go catch Feebas or something in Gen 3?
That would be so evil.
Yeah, that would be awful.
I bet people are going to do it.
Yeah, exactly. But I just kind of want to use it because I really want to like play through the old games. I don't know. Like I got into this really big mood for like playing Fire Emblem to wanting to play through the old Fire Emblem games again. And I kind of want to do the same thing with Pokemon too.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And then of course you can help us out on Patreon at patreon.com/puclpodcast. Until then though, guys, I have been Trainer Thatch.
I have been the fluffiest Whimsicott.
And I have been Clod9.
And here in the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's closing time.
Time in Lavender Town, time to say our goodbye.